guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So, I haven't made a bank video in a very long time, so I thought, looking through the request to do it, that I might as well make one for you guys for this weekend, and just give you an update pretty much on what I have going on in my bank, I guess, item-wise, and money-wise, and whatever we have going on. I like watching these videos, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this one, but without further ado, let's get into it. So going straight in the bank here, I need to actually put my coins in there to make it a bit more valuable. But here we go. So the first tab is, I don't really know what this tab is. This is stuff that I'm planning to use very, very soon. So I leave it in here. Anything that I sort of want to use. So this is in here to remind me that I need to use today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just everything I want to use. Basically in the next sort of coming week or two, I just plonk it in here and it reminds me to do it, so that's pretty much the only purpose of this tab here. The next one is actually my new loot tab, which I'm actually pretty impressed with because I've built this purely from bossing and so far it is looking fairly decent. The last time I had one it was for Slayer and I should have made a lot more money from it than I did because I sold some items along the way, I took money for some of them, and even though I have taken probably around 10 to 15 mil worth of loot in actual coins itself, this still looks pretty awesome in my opinion, and it's definitely come a long way from when I started making it as well. The first thing I ever put in here was the dragon hide and the bones from when I was going from the KBD pet, so yeah, I mean, since then it has come a long way and I'm pretty happy with it. As of right now, I'm not too sure how much it's worth. Last time I did a price check, it was around 40 mil, so from then I have made a bit of money, but like I said, I have taken some of that in cash, as you guys may have seen, so I guess overall, in this tab in items, it's probably around 45 mil, and in cash as well, it probably pushed up to around 60 to 70 mil worth of just loot and items, I guess, from bossing. So yeah, not too bad overall, I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah, that's pretty much what this tab is. I love loot tabs and I find it hard to go without one. I just think they're really motivating and just a lot of fun really, so yeah, that's that tab. So the next one, this is kind of just like all my armor, all my valuable stuff in one tab, and everything I sort of use, I guess, for when I go bossing, Slayer, anything like that. You got all my skill capes in here, all my auras apart from the Jack of Trades that I showed you guys a minute ago, and my money as well. So not really sitting on too much money right now. For currently it's not too bad, and I'm not really using it at the moment because I am just doing woodcutting and stuff like that, so I'm not really spending out too much on skills, which is pretty good because otherwise I'd probably have to sell some stuff which I wouldn't want to sell, like my Nox or my Drygors, and then I'd be pretty stumped when it comes to doing bossing or PVM. So yeah, with the money I have it's okay, but I am probably planning on making some more soon, and obviously if I ever do come into struggles I can always just go ahead and sell the loot tab as well, but that is like my very last resort. The only time I had to do that was on last double XP weekend, or the double XP weekend when I got 99 Herblore. That's when I had to sell some stuff, which I hated because it just like ruined the pattern completely, but either way, this is all my valuable stuff. You guys can see what's in here. I'm not going to go through and explain everything, but a couple of my favourite items, definitely the Steadfast. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I do have the Rage Fire boots as well, but they are on my keepsake, so they're not actually showing in the bank right now, but yeah, I do have those as well. So they are my favourite ones because they're on keepsake, and if you can see through here as well, we actually have the Silverhawk boots on, which I love so much. They've helped me out a lot in game with agility, so yeah, you can't fault those. But apart from that, just my Nook staff is my favourite really, and the good old Drygors as well. Not really too sure why those coconuts are in here, but yeah. The next tab is just my potions, which at the moment is looking really, really pathetic. At one point, probably in the last bank video, it was actually pretty beefy. It had some, you know, like a load of stuff in here, but recently, since I got 99 Herblore, I haven't really had much stock in here. I sold a bunch of stuff, or I made it into, you know, all the overloads and stuff like that, so really, all I ever use is the Super Restore flasks, occasionally the Prayer flasks, but apart from that, it's the Super Prayer, the Replenishment, the Supreme Overloads, or the Holy Overloads. They're pretty much the 4 that I use, or 5, sorry, with those as well, so it's not really too bad, and I don't really feel like I need all the other ones as well, so they're just there, I guess, to look pretty, or just in case I need them. I mean, sometimes I do use the Sour Brews, but it's quite rare that I use those. I tend to just take some food with me, so yeah, that's pretty much that tab. I also have the chitin scraps here as well, just to save me some money when it comes to repairing Drygors. I just keep them in here for whatever reason, I'm not too sure. But the next tab is kind of a mixture. We got some summoning, some runes, some teleports, and farming supplies as well. So obviously all the runes are up here. NXT makes them so bright. I do apologise about that, but yeah. So all my runes obviously up here, not a great deal of them, but I guess whenever I just buy them on supply, I guess whenever I need them. I have a bunch of pure essence, so I could make my own if I wanted to, but that hasn't really happened in a long time since Runescape came out, so yeah, I don't really use those. I've just had them pretty much stacking up. I probably get a lot of those from drops as well, from bosses and PVM and stuff like that, so they probably shouldn't be in this tab, but it just makes sense to keep them here because that's what everything else is, so they're one of the things that don't really count in the loot tab. But yeah, some summoning supplies, obviously not a load. I use the Praying Mantis ones for my invention supplies, and obviously the Pack Yak just for whenever I go bossing, really, that's pretty much it. So I don't really feel the need to keep any other ones, and again, if I want to buy any, like a beaver or whatever, you know, for woodcutting pluses, I just buy them whenever I need them, and that's pretty much it. But apart from that, just some seeds, and all my herbal supplies, nothing really to go into detail on there. So this next tab is just my food tab, nothing really much to explain here. We have some raw fish I'm cooking right now, the shark and the swordfish, they're what I'm working on. Here are my supplies so far, 3.2k of those, and 906 sharks. The food I tend to use the most is rocktails, which I do need to get some more of. We've got a few things in here which I'm probably never ever going to use, like the trout, the salmon, mackerel, raw mackerel. Am I really ever going to cook that? Probably not, but it beefs up the tab a bit, adds a bit of colour in there, so I just keep it. I mean, what is a thanki kebab? I honestly don't know, but I got it at some point, so I left it in this tab. And it's probably going to stay in here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tab. So this next tab is just all of my sort of jewellery, I guess, quote unquote, in the game. We've got my amulets, my necklaces, crowns, tiaras, God knows what, rings, everything in here really. The main ones I use, I guess, I do need to upgrade them, and I know that. But these ones here, we have the warrior ring, seer's ring, and archer's ring, and like I said, yes, I will be upgrading those very soon, and along with the blood amulet of fury as well. But for right now, it's just what I'm using, and I just keep it in this tab. And really there's nothing to explain about this one. We got the crown of loyalty, 2 years, and 1 year as well. I should be getting my 3rd year one pretty soon, so that'll be pretty awesome. So this next tab is kind of what I aim to be a skilling tab, but it kind of like just got mixed up with a bunch of stuff. Like we actually have summoning supplies and whatever in here with the skilling stuff, which is actually mixed in with the runes as well. So these are the ones I use. This tab is just if I need to make some more, then it'll be in here. And that's pretty much it. It's just along with the stuff I don't really use. I don't use the green charms or the gold charms. And I am working on my construction to make a aquarium as well in my house, so it's going to be worked on soon enough. I just haven't really got around to it yet, so yeah, I do expect that very soon. Maybe in the next episode, maybe not. I'm not too sure right now. Apart from that, we have some augmented ganodermic stuff and a bunch of other augmented stuff as well for obviously invention. I'm about to go and do some fishing or fishvention with my fishing rod-o-matic. Got my urns ready, my bait, stuff like that, and that is pretty much it. So not a very hefty skilling tab, but it does the job, and like I said, alongside everything which I really normally do, I sort of just buy on demand, so whenever I need it, I buy it. I don't tend to keep like a massive stock of things, because if I never use them, then it's just kind of a waste really, and I forget about them, and then they just go down in price, and it's just a long story that doesn't need to ever be told. Alright, so moving on to the worst tab of my whole bank, left to the very end in tab 9, we have the junk tab. Everyone has to have a junk tab. Just don't deny it, I'm pretty sure everyone has one, but this is mine. I mean, if you don't have one then you're very lucky, but I'm pretty sure everyone has some sort of junk they just chuck somewhere in their bank. But yeah, this is my one, everything which I don't use. I mean, there's a couple of things in here which I search for occasionally, because there is no way I'm like looking for everything, I just obviously type it in. For example, my wicked hood, I obviously need that here and there, but apart from that, I don't use any of this stuff, and it's pretty much just sitting in here, and it has been for a long time, building up. So I do occasionally go and get rid of my junk stuff. In Drainer Village, I get the wise old man, to go through it and take it out, and I go through it myself and drop it all. but somehow it just all creeps back on me. And, well, it's made into this. I mean, some of the stuff is really awesome. We've obviously got, like, all the Hattie stuff, and when the wolves came out, we have the items from those. I've got the divination outfit, the ice warrior, I've got the fire warrior. So, it's pretty cool stuff, but I just never use it, and I don't see the point. I've got a pig in here. I mean, I don't even use a pig. I mean, I just don't use any of this stuff. It's just sitting in here, but I think it's just nice to have a junk tab, just one tab you can just shove anything that you don't really ever want to see in, and well, never have to look at it. So overall guys, that is my bank. In total, not sure what it's worth value wise, but I'm pretty sure you can just tell by looking at most expensive item is probably the Noxious Staff. It's probably maximum like 400 mil. I don't really know, but overall that is my bank guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.